Hello everyone. How's everybody doing today? It's kind of getting started here. So I figured I think I'd mentioned in Discord what the plan was is like I was going to do a video ahead of time for the update, but since they moved some things around, today I wanted to kind of go over the patch notes. Hopefully, this is exciting. But yeah, I wanted to kind of go over them and, give my little take and just kind of answer any questions that y'all have, because sometimes I know the patch notes can be a little archaic and it's hard to know exactly what they mean. So I figured I would do my my DevOps duty and give you all my opinions. If there's one thing that commit is never short of, and that's opinions on DevOps. So yeah, hey Ellie, hey Tony, hey Yinny, hey Finstar, hey Sarah, hey Lorianne, welcome in. Still trying to boot up the game, currently 2062 in the queue. Ooh, live and die by the queue, alright? But we also have some fun things to do as well. I have this nifty little thing, since we have some people in here. I'm gonna try it out and you let me know if it works. Ta-da! Who get it? Bird Lady, Sue, Sasha Liss, Melo, Shelly. Ooh, nice. Got some memberships up in her. And I'll probably turn this on too, that way y'all can hear the alerts. We'll be doing this again a little bit later in the stream. But welcome board members. Got your early access content. You'll be able to see all of the new stuff no one else has seen yet. But yeah, let's get into it, shall we? As I read these, feel free to ask questions. Me and the community will answer them best that we can. And here we go. So yeah, bug hunting season. So we knew about this one a little bit ahead of time, that it was going to be a big bug fixing type of thing. Yeah, as promised in our last update, the patch is dedicated to squashing a whole lot of bugs that have been reported to us by the players. Of course, we couldn't help ourselves and decided to add in some new features and content we know Palians all over are sure to enjoy. That includes not one, not two, but 3 new decor sets. Take a look. Alright, so we all know that there's going to be features. There's going to be every features. There's pretty much going to be features almost every patch. And here's a little trick to know why. Version numbers, this is kind of where the DevOps goes into play. Version numbers, they tell a story. So you see how the patch always begins with 0. That means that they haven't fully released yet. We don't know when they're going to release, but we do know that, in March 24th, they're going to be doing a Steam update. So you notice like the middle number, 176, every time that number increments, that means that they're going to be adding new features. That also means that they could be adding bug fixes as well, but generally speaking, that means that in this release, they're always going to be adding some new features. That could be new abilities, new anything, new outfits. When they do the hot fix, you know that they increment like the third number. Like one, if they happen to do a hot fix for this one, it would be 176.1. Anyways, a little bit of a story. Like if you're ever looking at version numbers, they actually have meaning and stuff. But yeah, at a glance, we got new decor sets, the steampunk inspired Paltech set, which by the way, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. New found item quests, featuring your favorite villagers, more wallpapers, and the ever coveted Pavilion add-on. How many of y'all are going to be using the Pavilion in your builds? I'm kind of curious. Now open a direct route to Bahari Bay from your housing plot. So this is kind of teased to us. updates to mining nodes, which now behave more like forageables. I think this is going to be pretty huge. Now, I mean, the direct route to Bahari Bay, we've been wanting like fast travel from our plots for the longest time ever. But you know, the fact that you're building the pavilion now, nice. The fact that we have like a direct route to Bahari Bay from the back of our plots is huge. And you know, whenever we are wanting to just go, our pockets get full, and then we want to get right back out there, we don't have to do a lot of hoofing it. Not on your, you will, but not on your main plot. That's cool. And then 250 bugs have been fixed. Like, holy cow, that's a lot of bugs. So let's talk about the Paltech stuff. Let's zoom. There we go. There we go. So Paltech stuff looks pretty cool, right? We can do some you know, moving around in here. I'm kind of curious, like not just this whole set, like the steampunk set itself, but oh, that's interesting. Not just the steampunk set itself, but like I wonder what kind of colors would be supported for it, and I'm kind of curious to see how everybody like ends up coloring these, if that's even a possibility. But I noticed like a glove in the back. That's cool. There's like a telescope and then a coffee machine. We spotted that. Hey, Sunny Ann. Paltech furniture is really good. Yeah, I am live. I cannot tell a lie. I do not like the steampunk furniture, but that pavilion will be mine. Oh yes, that pavilion will be mine. This fan is hilarious. How many of y'all are going to be talking like Darth Vader in it? I know I will. Yeah, moving right along. So 30 items have been added. The Paltech icebox, the drink dispenser, the kettle, the range hood, the sink, square and table, round and table, coffee table, the glove, the microscope, desk lamp, gyroscope, lantern, desk fan, ceiling fan. They're big fans. The fans come out. Wall shelf, double wall shelf, Paltech picture frame, Paltech wall clock, medium pipe, short pipe. It's a lot of pipes, a lot of vents. That's cool. Recipes, Paltech glove, microscope, and Paltech range are available for purchase from a certain someone found underground. I wonder who they're talking about. Y'all know who that is. Furthermore, you can also see Paltech items can be available for direct purchase and rotate in availability. These are just the items, not the recipes. So I know we love us a good kitchen, right? We love us a good kitchen. How about this right here? This stuff is awesome. I'm kind of curious like how y'all are going to be decorating these, you know, these plates, knives. Are y'all going to have plate settings? Are y'all going to like have pots and pans stacked up? Is like not doing your dishes going to be a Pavilion thing now? Sunny Ann, you're not a huge fan of the steampunk, except the ceiling fan looks like it might be cool. Yeah. Range hood and coffee grinder are practical, and I am a practical girly. Nice. Yeah, these are really cool stuff. Really good. 17 items. So as small as they are, it does kind of feel like a lot, because I like to think of it like in terms of different colors. Like you can do different colors for the items, and you know, that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's like it's 17 new items, but you also have, you know, different colors and stuff that may be supported in the future if they're not now. Pots and pans, you're all over that. Nice. I don't know. The reason, also another reason why I'm doing this is like some of you have, you know, been having trouble getting into the game, and yeah, this is kind of just where we can talk about the update. I know there's been some things like I think the rummage piles don't actually look like that. They look like giant temporary laundry baskets sitting on the beach. But this is kind of interesting, and they blended it in well enough to where, you know, it looks pretty cool. You know, if you see these out in the wild. Of course, the rummage piles are going to be, you know, it's another RNG thing, but hopefully that gives them another way for them to release more things in the future. That's kind of exciting. 3,000 Palias ahead of me right now on your server. What's going on, Crystal Cedar? Welcome in. I'm in love with the dishware and utensils. I've been wanting to set your dining table in your kitchen. Yeah. It's the shells that look like the green garbage bins. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I thought it was going to be these, but it's the shells. You can discover items from the new Flotsam decor set. See below. 13 new found item quests are exclusive to this area. Feature item, Hadari's Grill. Ooh. It works just like the campfire, but way spiffier. What do y'all think about the these items here? So I was looking at these with my wife, Ellie Jelly, and I think these look pretty cool. Like, one of my first things that I saw, this right here, is a nautical bathroom. You know, it just, I don't know, it just always kind of cracks me up. But I can imagine like what y'all are gonna do with this, because you can pair this with the outhouse and have a whole thing, you know. Gotta be sanitary, right? The wind chimes are kind of cool. Like, I feel like we're kind of getting into some southern vibes, but with a beachy feel to it. And like, I think it's kind of interesting, you know, how many of y'all are gonna have wind chimes? Like, I wonder if we're gonna have more wind chimes in the future. Definitely useful for a coastal theme, right? Like, just like the crystals and stuff, you can totally collect shells. I wonder, that kind of that opens up some ideas. Like, they can have, you know, maybe in the future, to be able to display things like this, shell collections. What do y'all think about this driftwood art piece here with the fish? Like, that seems very artsy. And you got this basket here too. Candle in a bottle. Can't wait to get your hands on those items. Yeah, I hope you can. I hope you can get in soon, Crystal. I know lots of people are really excited to get into the game and kind of check out all these things. But yeah, we're just like talking about it right now. This is much more your speed. It looks like a skeletal hand. It does. It does. It's like if I lay on my arm for too long, it's what my hand feels like. Tony, you think it looks all great? Nice. Yeah, 11 items here. The newly added rummage piles. But of course, like, we know that, you know, that kind of opens them up to add more recipes in the future, for like furniture items and stuff like that, just like they did during Christmas, with the choppa piles. So that's going to be interesting. Like, they could have certain things in the choppa piles and certain things in the rummage piles. You could use it as Halloween decor too. Too funny. So the pavilion, this is pretty cool. I'm really excited to see what everybody does with the pavilion, and it's kind of neat that it looks like it's about the same height as your house, or close to it anyways. But this is cool because of how open it is, and it looks like you could change the floor on it too. So I wonder, like, how many, you know, roof and floor combinations you can do with this. So I talked about this on the Discord. When the Maji Market came out, and people got that big blue archway, you know, they've used that as like the entrance to their plot, you know, it just kind of frames everything out. But I was kind of calling it out to people in my Discord. It'd be kind of cool to see this as like the entrance into your plot because of how open it is. Like, you can just like make this entryway. It's pretty cool. And especially when you have the new grill and stuff like that, which is down here, that's gonna be pretty neat. Have little picnic areas, outdoor cooking areas. Oh man, ooh, this had me some ideas. Like, those of you who've just been so creative with like your outdoor cooking areas and stuff, you can have like a stove, you can have like counter space and everything like that, and then, you know, maybe in the future if they do like a big like range grill, you know, I mean, outdoor cooking area. Hey Autumn Rose, hey Happy Hour, welcome in. Wonder if you can attach the pavilion to the house. I'm not sure, but I'm sure we can figure that out. We'll figure it out eventually, but it might be like a separate thing though, because especially if it's gonna be working like the pavilion or the gazebo, I mean. But yeah, the building out on this is pretty cool. So wallpapers. Hey TARDIS. They're gonna kick you. You're not in game. I'm not. Yeah. Yeah, not in not in the game right now. We're just talking about patch notes, but coincidentally enough, it seems like the game is going down for some maintenance. I mean, we called that, right? So wallpapers. Holy smokes, like look at all these wallpapers. These are crazy. Like, there's so much to look at here, and we'll get some detail in this if we zoom in, but the patterns on these are incredible, just so incredible. Yeah, 5 minutes to server bumps. You're in love with the first one? Hey Kazlin. So happy everybody could hang out with me today. I know mostly we've been streaming on Twitch, but yeah, for this one I wanted to definitely just kind of go over it on YouTube. Y'all can hear me read patch notes. But this, I mean, these are so fantastic. Like, some are a little bit simple. This is actually kind of interesting because this looks like, looking at the details on this, you can kind of see like bubbles. It looks like bubbles, like it was kind of roughly placed, you know? This has some texture to it too. The patterns and stuff like this, like you can totally have so many different vibes. This is very tropical. My community knows what I think about this wallpaper. This is kind of cool. Like you could really dress this up like a whole casino. Kind of gives me like a casino vibe to it. This here feels like correct me if I'm wrong, and we have people from all over the world, but this feels like a very European design, very bright and cheerful. Yeah, Denebula, I hear that Palia is going down. They're gonna kick you out if they haven't already. This is so vibrant, so vibrant and pretty. I kind of feel like this could be good if you were designing a room for like if you wanted to design like a kid's room, or if you just love the color pink and all of these little bright, vibrant colors. And I love this hibiscus. I love this hibiscus design. Like, every update that we have gives us more stuff, and that means more combinations. That means like different people's interpretation of what wallpapers to use for what rooms. And we have these solid color walls, and just like so many, my brain is just like excited by how many different combinations people are going to come up with in their homes. Like, it's incredible. This one is really cool too. It's so bold. It almost seems very like African, like those kind of color schemes. But I mean, you can do lots of things with this. So many different things. This is another one of those like really bright, vibrant colors. Like you could use this for a bathroom or just something with like lots of natural light. Hibiscus looks like a bathroom paper. Nice. You want to know when we're getting more flooring options and more coloration bench schemes? I'd let you know if I knew. Peggy, I can't picture them in my mind. I have to buy them all and try them. You know, that's a solid strategy. That's a solid strategy. Like, try it and see if you like it. So many different styles to be met with some of these. I know. Happy hour. I hope they give us more furniture colors to go with these wallpapers. Not a whole lot of what we have right now matches the new ones. Yeah, that's true. I felt like they looked different on the actual wall, but so many lovely accent wall options. Yeah. And let's talk about the Lunar New Year Maji Market. How many of y'all enjoyed that? I know Hot Pot was a thing, right? We loved Hot Pot, and it's kind of cool that like they could totally bring that back. They could totally bring back Hot Pot in a future release. Like I hope every Maji Market they bring back Hot Pot. Am I right? And then some. Like then some. They could do that. I love the more worldly patterns and colors are very summer vibes. I know, right? We're kind of getting into the warmer months, like in the northern hemisphere, and you know everybody can kind of like pick and choose what colors that they want to do. But yeah, the second iteration of the Maji Market, I think they're just like, yeah, we get it. You loved Hot Pot. But yeah, this is kind of cool because you know, let's still remember they're still in early access. So we fully intend to have the market return again, even bigger and better with all our learnings. So I feel like the Lunar New Year went pretty well. They had a couple of hiccups, but for the most part, it was pretty solid. And I personally like the fact that they had the ticket system, like the lucky envelopes, because when you have like an exclusive currency for that, I feel like it's a good equalizer. Not everybody has lots of time to grind for gold, and I think that having like a event specific ticket, even if it's just Maji Market tickets, I think that'll be helpful. You know, I think it's pretty cool. Hey, Miss Win. Yeah, I always see your name around in the chats. Finstar. I would like my own Hot Pot game to put in my yard. I know, right? That would be so cool. That would be so cool. We can probably make up a Hot Pot game. Everyone had a fair chance to earn envelopes. That was great, especially since even those that didn't still win. Yeah, I totally agree. Timing of the Lunar New Year and the actual Year of the Dragon was extra special. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. So yeah, with this, you know, I feel like they've rolled the bok choy seeds, napa cabbage seeds, and soy sauce are purchasable at Zeki's store, and the crops are now accessible alongside other crops at Zeki's store. This is kind of interesting. This has always been the intention to make it available in the general store following the end of the Maji Market, but it was reported differently in the previous patch notes. It's since been corrected. Yeah, I get that. Cool. Several different dish recipes introduced in the Lunar... Can't talk. Introduced in the Lunar New Year are now accessible at Reth's food counter at the end. Nice. How many of y'all have like cooked these recipes? Do y'all like the introduction of these recipes? Like, I know they're different, but like, are they? We always have to consider like, you know, time and Palia, like productivity. Do y'all feel like these are productive? Are they fun to cook? I kind of feel like with the new recipes, it would be fun if they added different elements to the game as far as like, you know, different recipes require like different motions or something like that, you know. Yeah, words are hard. Like some dumplings for breakfast. Oh man, I miss some dumplings. You can go directly to Bahari. This right here is huge. Everybody who has just kind of meandered to the back of their plot, all of a sudden there's like, whoa, there's a big opening, and then whoa, there's like this mine shaft, and then you go to Bahari and you go to the outskirts and you're like, whoa, hey, what's going on here? You know, like, is this gonna be a thing? I thought that like we'd be walking a little bit farther into like the tunnel. And I also thought like maybe it would be sort of a like an intermediary area. Like people thought, you know, maybe you would have mining nodes and stuff like that, which there's still possibilities that, you know, Bahari and Kilima can't be the only places that we're going to be going in Palia. Like we already have these big temples and stuff that we can go. It's like totally possible that we could end up going somewhere else, you know? So I love the travel, but I wish we could come in from the same view. Huh. Oh, thank you, Ellie. Awesome. Hope y'all enjoy your memberships. We got 5 more members. What's happening with the servers? I think they're restarting. So we got Miss Kelvin, we got Lynetta Halsey, Debos, ooh, Kay Blake, and Lisa Nobson. Welcome to a board membership. Just a reminder, those of you who did get new memberships, and those of you who are existing YouTube members, make sure that you link your YouTube account to Discord. That way you can get access to the boardroom in our Discord. Yeah. So mining nodes will now behave more like forgeable items. Once a node is cleared, it'll remain available to other users and disappear after a set amount of time. This is huge. I think this is like so huge because people were just like, I am all 100% in support of anything that they can do to make quality of life better for foraging or mining or, you know, tree chopping and stuff. Because like, while there is the common courtesies of Palia, I feel like it becomes less of a thing if they address those issues. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait around for people for those kinds of things. There's still going to be some coordination, like, you know, when there's rare forageables to kind of coordinate, like when those get picked and stuff like that, especially if you're on like a party. But the fact that we can just, it takes the edge off, you know, especially like the little baby Palium ores where you can just not, you know, if you got one of those big old pickaxes. Hey, Dr. Connie, welcome in. Yeah, it makes mining so much better. So I haven't had a chance to log in yet to try it out, and hopefully if the servers come back by the time I'm done with this, we can go ahead and take a look at it. But yeah, hopefully no more name calling in chats. Yes, that's gonna be huge. Like, it's just, it's a game. Let's be honest, it's a game, and nobody needs to get their feathers ruffled over purple and blue rocks, you know. But what do we say on Twitch? This is why we can't have nice things. But yeah, this is cool. All players who participate in mining a node will get full loot participation. Same behavior as before, but after it's looted, players who participate will see a ghosted version of the rock, indicating that it's available for others to acquire. Mining nodes that have been mined by other players will show an added glow effect, indicating that it was already mined by other players and will eventually despawn. So I'm kind of curious to see this in person. If after, you know, I was kind of curious, like, as far, and maybe y'all can understand, y'all can fill me in on this, right? But if you mine a node, does it still have health, or do you just walk up and whack it? And after you've whacked it and, you know, its health like depleted, you know, like after it's been fully mined, does somebody like come up next to it and mine it again, or is it just kind of a, so I'm kind of curious about that. But that's pretty cool though. Mining nodes that are close to despawning will pulse more rapidly to indicate that the node is close to despawning. So that's kind of neat that they're doing this, and I hope that they include that to other things as well. It looks like I feel like S6 was listening to its players with this update. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. It looks like the flowers when mined, it's a full remine. Oh, okay. All right. That's cool. It has a shimmer effect. Nice. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I was kind of curious to see if anybody has had a chance to experience that beforehand. Mining nodes that are close to despawning will pulse more rapidly. Yeah, okay. This change affects all mining nodes outside of the housing plot. That's nice. So the quote from S6, we've been seeing how players react to Palium nodes and understand how important it is that people don't feel burdened into playing a specific way. This right here is such a very powerful statement. This is a very powerful statement because people should be able to play that they want to play. If you want to casually go around the landscape and mine Palium the way that you want, or mine flow trees, you know, the way that you want, or gather forageables, like that should be your prerogative, you know? And I think that it's really good that Singularity 6 is addressing this, you know? Because nobody, if you played Palia long enough to get yelled at in chat, that's not a good experience. I don't care if you've just started out or you've been playing Palia like since open or closed beta. Like getting called out for something like that is annoying, you know, and it's very off-putting. Like I know there are some of you out there, you know, may have just even like shut off the game and walked away. Like, you know, we don't want that. We don't want that kind of culture. We don't want that kind of environment. And on the same token, like if you are walking around and you got people that are just like chopping down flow trees like left and right, you know, like you want to be able to have a fair chance at it without, you know, people just like hijacking it. Sometimes I'm playing Palia to zone out and not talk to people for the most part. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But yeah, with these changes, you can call out a node and move on without feeling pressure to wait for other players, which is kind of cool because the biggest thing in an MMO like this is time. You know, it's time. But I'm kind of curious, you know, I'm personally curious to see like how they improve this over time. Like what kind of nerd knobs they start twisting and pulling for making that better. And I'm kind of curious, like let me know in the chat like right now, what are some other additional things that y'all might want? Like what are some other tweaks and stuff? But yeah, forge items will now also have a despawn glow effect after being forged on other player's screen. I think this is really cool. This is really cool because like you have an indication to know how long you have to like mine it or forge it or grab it or pick it. More plants. I know, right? We need some more vegetation. It would be nice to have more things that are just kind of grow out in the wild to give you focus. I really, one thing for me personally is like I wish that we had more abilities to craft things while we're in Bahari. That way we don't have to like run back. But yeah, flare arrows last up to 3 minutes. Do y'all feel like that's enough time, or you think that's you got 3 minutes? You got 3 minutes. I mean, I'll shoot off like a whole bunch of flare arrows, but we can't anymore. You can only have one active flare arrow at a time. Chat box and social panel will be removed from the lobby screen at the start of the game. This is kind of interesting. Do y'all miss that? I know it seems like a really simple thing, but did y'all chat with people before kind of like, you know, logging into the game as kind of a mental preparation? You know, and they're just like, okay, premium outfits. Oh my gosh. This like astronomy one, I'm totally in love with it. I think it's like one of the greatest things. We got Monsteras, or I will riot in the streets. New Bahari Gate is so handy. Nice. Books and paths, ceiling coloring. Loads to my favorite side of Bahari. Yeah, nice. But yeah, these here are just fantastic. This kind of looks like you need some spray paint, you know, do some tagging on some stuff. Which of these are y'all gonna get? Do y'all have any like that y'all are already hunting for? I really like the ones that they add that have like things that float around them. And I know lots of people that are gonna be all about this witchy outfit, you know. All about them. All about the witchy life. But I like the new outfits. I like the new outfits. They're really cool. The prices though, prices are kind of, they're expected, I guess. But Star Chart, Constellation, and Draco outfits. I feel like, I know this is constellations, but it feels like math. Hey Kelly, I think I need to lower the prices. Yeah. Maybe like once they add more inventory, they'll have periodic sales and stuff. So, you know, if you're an early adopter, that makes a little bit of sense, but still, you know, for what they are, I know that's common feedback though too. I know they're common feedback. It's common feedback for what it is. Like, it's a cosmetic item. It really doesn't need to be like that much, you know. I totally get that. But I wonder, like, some of the ones that they have that have effects and everything. So, Cottage Witch, Timely Tailor, Killima Cook, Strapped In, Urban Ruins. So with each of these new outfits, I kind of wonder, like, where do they fit into the lore? You know, where do they fit into the lore? Sonny, you see me in the fancy one? Yeah, Kelly, I totally get that. 25 IRL is too much for one outfit, like, for what it is. It doesn't really give you anything. It's just purely cosmetic. But hopefully they have sales in the future. Hopefully they, you know, getting to the future, like, maybe they'll be crazy and have a Black Friday sale or something like that, or Boxing Day, or that'd be really interesting. But yeah, like 250 known issues. That is huge. So this is something that I want to know, like, right now, those of you who have pardon my dog barking if y'all can hear him, but the cross region traveling, is it actually fixed? I know right now, like, the game is not working, but those of you who lived in another region, were you able to join your friends without connecting to VPN first? I need to know. I need to know. If they did something, it would be pay to win, so better they are just cosmetic. Yeah, yeah. I personally would like to see more, like, there's got to be other things that they can do, like, not pay to win, but more cosmetic items. Like, how can you know, I mean, let's look at, we have some things that we can compare this to, like Dreamlight Valley. Dreamlight Valley has a rotating shop, and they're purely cosmetic items. But they have, like, they're placeable, so it's not just about the outfits that you wear, but it's things that you can place, you know. Yeah, it's true, Kelly. Like, they would sell more if they're reasonably priced. The Sync works. Nice. Accomplishments and achievements. I know this is something that is important to other people too. It's kind of sucks the life out of a game if you can't really benefit from it. You know what I mean? So yeah. And I don't know, this is just my opinion, but, like, the silver winging it crest Has everybody already forgotten about the Temple of the Gales? Like, you know, is that is are people still be like, I've already given up on it, you know? I've already given up on it. Fix an issue where players would get stuck under the terrain in the slide puzzle room in the Temple of the Gales. Maybe they cannot. The whole Temple of the Gales thing, I mean, that's a learning experience for sure. Oh yes, Black Desert had house items in the shop. Nice. You finally finished it today? Yeah, yeah. So I'm kind of curious, like, how many more people will be able to progress in that. I'm not a fan of the sliding puzzles, but they are what they are, you know. Fixing an issue where players were unable to use their equipped tool after talking with any villager. Fix an issue where the fishing reticle was not showing. Oh man, this drove people insane, myself included. I had the gills finished for some time, but it took that last update to finally get your nest. Yeah. I mean, that was... First of all, the Temple of the Gales was like a dizzying experience. Like, it like triggered so much vertigo in me, and I still have not found all the eggs. I guess I could go back and I could find them after the fact, but I just like, all like, and there's no instructions on how to do it. Like, there's like no guidance at all. I mean, typically in games, you know, you would have some sort of a marker or something like that that would be like, hey, here's some eggs in this area, but oi. Players on PC should be able to multi-craft again. That's also pretty handy. Tish getting stuck on some players' plots. I've seen some people that have had other NPCs as well. The shimmering jar of flies now has shimmer flies. Yay! I know in some of my tours too, there was kind of a joke the other day between me and Ellie, and I was like thinking maybe I should start, you know, dating my tours based off of what version of Palia is in there, because I've had some tours now that I've released that had the black smoke bug, so you know, it's one of those things. But I don't want to stop my tours because of a couple of, you know, couple of glitches. We can roll with it. There's plenty of things. You blunder your way through. Yeah. Heard that the update didn't fix some players' bugs with the Temple of the Gales, so now I'm scared to check. Uh-oh. A map would be nice. Yeah, a map would definitely be nice. Guidance was needed. Loot and shimmer flies. Fix many issues players are experiencing with missing or disappearing decor items. Einar's Pebble being a major culprit. Fix a bug where holding an input while starting a cooking mini game would lock the player in the mini. I've also heard of some people doing this too. They've actually used glitching to like resolve this, which is just that to me kind of defeats the purpose. Azure Shoppa clones. Fixed an issue where Azure apples were not applying the correct gardening buff. Huh. Oh, I understand what they mean now. I'm thinking of another game. Yeah. Chili oil dumplings should no longer require only bok choy. Oh, I'm sure a lot of people took advantage of that. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to know, but I'm also like, I have such a sore spot for Temple of the Gales that I don't really feel like I have any need to go back there. It's just... Does anybody want a house tour? I'd rather do a house tour. Dowsing rod should only recognize star quality forageables. Oh my gosh, have we had to deal with that for so long? Like, you use a dowsing rod and then you find something that's not star quality? Man, that's gotta bite. Auto run should now be triggered when playing with a controller. Nice. Anything that makes controller access easier for people, myself included. It's such a cozy way to play games. Order furniture should now count towards weekly challenges. Bahari Bay Pond at the Central Stables was acting like a river. What? That's crazy. That's a crazy little bug. River fish could be caught. Okay. When using a honey lure at the Dragon Shrine, all of the insects that arrived were getting stuck on top of a tree. Wow. Fix an issue where the timer for flipping during the cooking minigame was getting stuck for all players if one player exited the minigame. Alright. Lots of, I'm seeing lots of little tags for Switch players, and I know there are lots of people that are playing on Switch. So it looks like they've fixed quite a lot of things for Switch. I know not everything, but that's cool though. They fixed some quests, social, fixed an issue where accents on letters were being removed from chat. If you moved someone from your plot, you could not give them permission to come back. Oh, that's... ouch. Fix an issue where some wall menus could be unavailable after placing a bay window. Oh, yeah. Fix an issue where when using the H menu in housing and also using a controller zooming in would result in some... I experienced this too. I was able to zoom out like farther than I needed to, you know, and it was kind of crazy. I wish that we could collect our sales bin money without going back to our home. Yeah, why can't Iuni run across Bahari and give me my money? You already went to the market to sell my stuff and give me my money. What's ironic though is like if you're on somebody else's plot, you still get money for it. Sometimes when selecting door types for a back wall hallway attachment, the door would not accurately configure. Okay. How many of y'all kind of noticed some of these bug fixes for the houses too? I know. I think it's kind of weird that people were getting frame rate drops by Zeki's house. I wonder. One of the things like that's really interesting to me is when we see these kind of bug fixes, like what was actually causing it, you know? Spice rack was clipping inside walls. Sick style Bahari board did not have collision, and it can now be run into. Okay. Fix an issue where the ancient rock garden was difficult to move or pick up in placement mode. Log cabin outdoor lamp. Fix an issue where players couldn't pick up their tent. Oh, that's intense. I agree, Banks boxes out in the world would be nice. I know, right? That's right, Peggy. Fix an issue where some players were experiencing where all their fence placement was misaligned. Oh man, that's gotta be frustrating. Especially with the plot and orienting rooms and everything. Yeah. So how many of you... I think this is just, this is kind of silly, but I guess it makes sense. Like the Lunar New Year exclusive dishes. If you didn't participate or you didn't have time to participate in the Lunar New Year, maybe you only had like a little bit of time to play, and then you're trying to like grind your wants with the NPCs, and it was those items. Oi. Pan-fried dumpling recipe no longer missing 3D models. So like, I think I've mentioned it before, when you're dealing with assets, like images and stuff like that, like if it worked before, like how could you misplace something like that? Like the ceilings, or not, sorry, the chimneys. I mean, it is kind of cool though that they've fixed lots of things around the world. Like floating tree east of Hideaway Bluffs. Ellie and I, we found a flow tree that was like on one of the big borders. You wonder if your water fountain's fixed? Yeah. Large purple book and is it Kaleri or is it? I always mispronounce NPC names. But restrictor section lacked collision. It should now have expected collision. Those are some like, you know, big deep things. It had the grid pattern. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Ellie. Removed a non-functioning return to wardrobe button that appeared. Yep. Lots of little cosmetic things. Cosmetic things are interesting. Like I won't go past too much, but I'll like take a look. Packet accessory slot remain highlighted. Yeah, a lot of these here. If you have a Switch, though, fixes an issue where repeatedly hitting the A button when entering the premium shop causes the shop menu to become unresponsive to most controls. Man, like I look at these bug fixes for the Switch, and it just kind of makes me think. It's like that's gotta be really hard. Like if you're playing on a Switch and you've had to fight with so much. Choppa Fountain's fixed, but it does have water. I wonder if they can help you with your blue eyes that were changed. That's right, Sarah. I remember you saying that. Make sure you file a bug. So, Sabir is excited to join Kilimo, so much so that sometimes when player completed the quest, your order is served. The Sabir cinematic was playing in a loop. Oh, that's gotta be annoying and freaky at the same time. Fix the visual effects in the mural in the night sky. It should now be lovely and glowy. Yeah, I was wondering that. I was like, you know, you walk in there and I was like, is it broken? Like, what's going on with that? All of the fountains. Awesome. Let's see. Point of interest icons of world match no longer overlapping NPCs with a quest marker icon. Nice. Palcat plushie description was not translated. Nice. Building limit tooltip. Still displaying a max of 15 buildings. It's been corrected. Like, the reason why I'm pointing these out, as small as they are, you got to think about it this way. Over the last month or so, their team has been like grinding away at all of these bug fixes, like multiple in a day, and then validating them hopefully to where they don't rear their ugly head again. But like the big like infrastructural type bugs, like the region syncing and everything like that, those are big. Kind of skimming this. Try to refill your water can anywhere but the pond. The error would display twice. Nice. I'm a little upset about this. The mouse cursor sliding out of the game window when playing window mode. Like I like that flexibility. Here's another interesting dynamic. Your Palcat now runs at your side instead of behind you. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm kind of curious. Fully built pavilion beams on players' houses were missing textures. All the missing textures just kind of, they baffle me. Help the poor little choppas when they would get stuck on a looping escape. Oh, this one, I know this one is one that we noticed a lot. The housing plot chimney smoke and is not, in fact, a new art installation. It should now properly look like smoke. That means I can change my settings finally. I've had to like downgrade them. And huge props to one of our community members, Yinny, who discovered that. That was that was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Think I to keep mistaking them for albino choppas. I think that's part of Pailian culture now. It's like shooting at each other's cats. You know? So, fix the visual hole in the ground behind Shane's Apothecary and Kilima. I want to know, because Ellie has this issue. She has, like, this big hole in her plot, like, that's as you're walking through the mine to Bahari. Also, I think we all kind of wonder, like, what's going to happen to the, like, what's going to happen to that little area that everybody imagines Hadari, like, bathing? You know, the one with the big tree, you know? What are we going to do with that area, right? When do we get that access? Like, when do we get access to that? Your vision is pretty bad. I need to show you the email they sent when you submitted the bug. Is it embarrassing? Yeah, post that in Discord. Which, by the way, those of you who aren't in the Discord yet, if our command works, hopefully it should, you can definitely join us. Stream Elements is not going to work today. All right, that's fine. We'll post the link here in just a minute. Lots of little visual bugs. The rocks near decrepit docks appearing to be floating. That's not cool. Sunlight was appearing in Temple of the Waves near the exit door. We patched that roof. Okay. Like, little things. Some of these, I know that they're fixed. That's cool, right? They fit it in there, but I know the emote wheel incorrectly highlighted in certain circumstances. I kind of wish, like, I know this is like a big comprehensive list, but like, you know, things that are like, that happen to a lot of people, I'd be proud of that, you know? Fix audio bug where cinematics audio wasn't syncing properly. But like, look at all of these Switch updates. How many of y'all play on Switch? Like, this list goes on forever. But yeah, multiplayer fishing buff was showing in 2 spots at the top left of the screen after catching a fish with another player. Should only show once. Fixed an issue where unwanted icons of additional stations were displaying in the cooking station menu during cooking. You play on Switch? Yeah. The ZR sort was being displayed in the campfire menu and could not be pressed. ZR and X were not grayed out when the chat was open. They should now be grayed out properly. Button prompt for safe storage in the autocrafters menu was missing in action, but we found her and put her back. Players can now read the quality text inside item slots. Item descriptions were appearing too fast when navigating item menus. We slowed them down. When choosing ammunition, the button prompt was showing a square surrounded by an A. It's now properly a circle. Like, little things like that can confuse the hell out of people, you know? Fixed Tamala's, or in some of you, y'all say Tamales necklace. Should no longer jitter around her neck. Oh, that's gotta be weird though. Like, if you're playing on a Switch and you have a completely different experience than everybody else in Palia, like, that's gotta be crazy that you're like, oh my gosh, you know? I feel for our Switch players. Hopefully never going back to the Switch. Yeah. When entering Bahari Bay, some of the structural features in the background, such as the rock arch, could be seen popping in and out of existence. Yeah, if you're playing on a Switch and you have just a completely different experience, like, oi. Currently having an issue with community whisper, etc. staying toggled on despite turning it off, which breaks chat a lot. I'm sorry. That's really bad. Hopefully that'll be something that you don't have to deal with for too much longer. Fix an issue where when the game was launched, the press any button prompt was not centered. I mean, this... it's good that they're fixing a lot of things. I guess to me, just having standards, I feel like maybe they rushed the Switch for launch. You know, if they had all of those little cosmetic things that just could have been avoided. Hopefully they have them all ironed out when they go to Steam later this month on the 24th. But yeah, lots of little quest items. We have more Switch fixes. Fix an issue where when playing the Temple of the Flames or Temple of the Waves puzzles, the selected puzzle piece was not being highlighted. Oh my gosh. But how can you press the escape key if you're on a Switch? That, yeah, okay. When creating an account, with skipping account linking, there was a brief error message. Oi. The functions of the A button and the B button appeared to be swapped in the inventory. Oh, that's gotta be also be annoying. It was rough playing on the Switch, especially getting close to Tamala's house and the game froze fully. Are y'all still having those performance issues on the Switch? So these are known issues. This is the last little bit here. But known issues typically means like they're still... they just released it, and these are still bugs that just kind of like came out. So small visual issue in the Star Chart Astronomer outfit. The thumbnails for the glasses colors appears to be the same, but when selected, they will be different colors in the game. I wonder if that has to do with your eye changing color. Thumbnail for Delilah's Ranch appears gray and missing texture. Uh-oh. Outfit itself should be fine when equipped. Some visual fixes to the timely tailor, where the fabric appears to be clipping. Achievements. Didn't they just talk about the achievements being fixed? But it's not correctly persisting when accessing the same account on different machines, PC to PC or PC to Switch. Uh-oh. I know that this is affecting a lot of people that know lots of people, like 409s. It's not the cleaner spray, but players having more than 200 friends. Like, wow. That's a lot of people, if you think about it. Having 200 friends. But also, like, why, you know, we should be able to have more people if you know lots of people. Yeah, not a problem at all. And you know what? Hey, we got one more that we can do since we got some people here. We're just like growing the boardroom quite a bit. This is the last like 5 free memberships I can give away for the month. And we can do this again next month. We got Angel Mom, Nikki Ricky, Kelly Wiggins, Esther B, and Tara Tarani. Welcome to the boardroom. Everybody that got a membership today, we had like 15 memberships today. Y'all are all going to be in the credits for any new content that I release on the channel. Plus, you'll have access to lots of fun things. And I did announce like earlier this month that there's a level that I was getting rid of, the consultants. And the intent here is just, I'm going to make being a board member even more badass. So that's going to be really, really cool. Stream Elements is listening finally, but you didn't do my Discord link. Butthead Discord. But yeah, this was our review of the Patch Notes 1.77. I just want to remind everybody real quick. Make sure that you definitely log bugs as you find them. You know, raise that flag sooner than later, because even if you even if you know somebody that's already experienced it, like your friend, both log the bug defect, because there's power in the people. It's easy to establish like priority if you have a whole bunch of people complaining about the same thing. It's like, we need to fix this. But yeah, thank you all so much for coming to my little reading of the patch notes on this glorious 1st of March, 2nd of March for many of you. Quantization, yes. That's a fancy word, Nebula. That is a fancy word. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Glad that, let me know if y'all enjoyed this. Did y'all enjoy me walking through the patch notes, just kind of reading them and getting chat, like reading everybody's chat? If so, I'll do this again next time we have a release, and just kind of walk through it and give y'all my 2 cents. And yeah, cool, excellent. I appreciate everybody's feedback, and I will see you all in my tour comments. Those of you who have been studiously catching up on some tours, and we got new ones that should be posting tomorrow and Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you all have a great one. I will be hanging out in the Discord later. We'll be playing around with some friends if y'all want to hang. So I will see you all in Discord. Take care. Bye-bye.